Guten Morgen.
Ja, guten Morgen, ich höre dich jetzt auch.
Here in Texas.
Nice, in Corpus Christi.
Nein, mit die Kur.
Say it again, please.
The city. It's outside of Corpus Christi on the Nueces River.
On the Nueces
It's not a city.
River.
Das ist keine. Ich wohne in keine City, keine Stadt.
You outside the city on the country near the river, and the river's name is
Nueces.
Jake is a painter in the way of Picasso, and he paints in connection with his voices. He paints a little bit like Picasso. He isn't Picasso. He plays guitar and bass and doesn't know the strings, the name of the strings, because he's an autodidact.
Autodidact.
So, and he's currently making a comic book. The name of the comic book is titled Radio Venom. Venom is no special word.
Venom? Venom is like it's the poison inside snakes, but it's reference to a comic book character.
Ah, the poison inside a snake.
It's a reference to a type of alien.
Ah, this is a great name.
Yeah.
Great name, because it's a bit like the Kundalini in India, which is responsible for psychosis. This is a bit in this direction. It's not stupid to take the name Venom. When did you first hear voices?
When did I first start hearing voices? A little in 1996, but I tried, like when I was little, I remember like I should hear voices. When I was little, I was trying to hear voices. I was walking outside without any clothes on, and people said, you gotta have clothes on. They can sound like anything. They have a huge range. I can hear musical hallucinations. I hear the voice of Johnny Cash, and he swears he was really Johnny Cash. I hear other people. I hear some people that say they're aliens. I hear some people that say they've been on Earth for 500 years and they haven't been human yet. I hear people that used to haunt people, but they don't haunt people anymore. I hear, I can hear them, they can prime their voices. They can impersonate. So sometimes if I hear somebody like Johnny Cash, it takes me a while before I think he's telling the truth. Tennessee. But for instance, last night or the other night, I was on the couch and my mom was watching a movie. And there was a little bit of Russian in the movie. And I don't know much Russian. I know more German than how much Russian I know to paint the picture. I don't know any Russian, but a voice was concerned that words were leaking through, because that I could hear too much from the television, like something was wrong.
Everything has a special meaning.
Yeah, I started hearing Russian, and more Russian than I could speak, and they wanted to speak to my mom.
Your mom spoke Russian or understood? She was connected with Russian.
There was other people around that could translate. There was other spirits that could translate. So I could hear the Russian and then wait a little bit and then hear the English. So I'd hear like da da конечно, then I would hear like yes, of course. Voice could take over my body a little bit. Like I noticed it could move my head around, and I'd be like, I didn't mean to do that. And I would move my head back, and it kept trying to watch the television and watch my mother.
And is your mother? Do you live together with your mother?
Yeah, she has ALS. You know what that is? It's a disease. Yeah, sie kann nicht sprechen. und sie kann nicht yeah, she can't walk.
She can walk. I know this disease is a very tragic disease.
Yeah, but anyways, this person was trying to speak to my mother, and finally they said, "Oh, just ask her some questions in the morning. Think of somebody to ask somebody in the morning." And she had my mom the next day had a whole bunch of questions, and they figured out like that their cousin had seen each other. It was really interesting. But yeah, there was something where my mother's cousin yelled at this person from this Russian had yelled at my mother's cousin in an elevator in the 1960s, and they figured that out through talking.
In the 1960s.
Yeah.
In an elevator. And what is the association for you with this elevator in the 1960s? What?
Nothing. I was just being a medium trying to get the information across through. I didn't know about it.
Elevator is something special.
No,
David Lynch told us that he had a very great inspiration while meditating. Do you say that in English? And this was an elevator. Being in an elevator for him is one of the most exciting experiences in doing meditation.
Oh yeah?
David Lynch said this, yes, in a special movie. And in that movie, in a documentation someone made in Germany. And he told this story. That's the greatest thing ever been for him, being in an elevator. And with Sanskrit, after Sanskrit mantra, being in an elevator. David Lynch told this.
Was ist mein Elevator auf Deutsch?
Elevator ist der Fahrstuhl. Fahrstuhl. Stuhl, fahren. Stuhl, fahren, Stuhl. Elevator is Fahrstuhl. I know the word so exact because David Lynch said the word. I never forgot the word elevator because he said it best thing he ever had in his life, elevator.
Oh, yeah, they're all right.
For me, it's not something special to be in an elevator.
For me neither. Here, that's
okay.
Immer hier.
It's immer here.
Like wherever my room is, or like wherever I am, I can see other people, and like they'll hang out in my room, just like like sitting right here. I don't know if you can see her. She's sitting right there, right here. This would be where her butt is, but she just ashed on the computer. She just went like this on the computer, like ashed her cigarette. But,
and you do not take drugs. Do you take drugs to see such visions, or is it without drugs?
100 milligrams of Seroquel to 150 milligrams of Seroquel. That's quintamine fumariate or whatever. It's a mental stabilization drug. It's like a antipsychotic. They're really common. MLD and Sasha are really common. But I see about 40 different people. But
40
then
40 or 14?
Yeah, people every day. Like somebody come by
a lot.
Yeah, but there's I probably met several hundred different people. With different stories. Some people say they just died. Some people say that
And do you like it, or is it disturbing?
It's not disturbing. It's not bad. It's
not
good.
Bad. And was it bad in the beginning, and now it's more relaxed?
It was there's mental stress. It was difficult. I wouldn't say bad. What's the word? Schwierig. They try to, you have to get used to sensing your own truth. They'll tell you lies all day until you're
lies.
Wait, what are you telling me? Because you can catch them in lies, and then they'll like calm down and they'll say, okay, actually this, like, Sasha, he's like a professional lie detector for me. He really helps me out that way. It's like his job. He first determines things, whether it's an opinion or if it's a fact, and then if it's a fact is true or false.
And if Sasha is correct, is always correct.
He's not always correct. Sometimes, like because sometimes he'll joke, and sometimes he'll maybe like say I go somewhere and I'm far away, a new place. Someone will impersonate Sasha, and I'll know it's not Sasha. So there's things like that happen. You understand? But then when I get back, I'll be like, "Oh, Sasha, somebody was impersonating you earlier."
So, wieso ist jetzt mein Mikro schon wieder so auseinander? Also Mikrofon. Okay, what? I hope I did record everything, because my microphone sometimes is not connected good enough. I see, but I hope we have all recorded. Okay, next question. What is the intention of your voices? Do they have a special intention for you?
Yeah, I think it's the same intention for everybody. There's a few simple things. Like at first, they want people to be more alive, like more awake. And part of that, like, and they have people work, like, that's their justification for sometimes for hurting people, but sometimes they go overboard and they can't catch it. Like sometimes there's tragedies with it. But to
take you the fear to be alone, they wake you up not to be alone in the world.
Einen Moment. Ich kann Sie fragen.
Okay.
They said green stuff, the environment is a big deal.
Green stuff. Never afraid. Have you ever been in psychotherapy, but you don't need psychotherapy?
I never found it very effective. There was one person named Keith Hergenhahn, a therapist in Austin, Texas, that was very helpful. And like there was like before I heard voices, I had a lot of synchronicity with having been Picasso. And I wasn't Picasso, but the synchronicity was there. And I couldn't understand.
Synchronicity. Jung talks about this synchronicity, and we hearing voices, people have always this synchronicity.
Yeah, and like, so I talked to him about, and that he was a good doctor, but at the time that like, yeah. So there's that. But like in 2014 was the first time I had a voice around me that I named, and he called me Haha. And no, I called him Haha. We call each other Haha. No, I called him Haha. He didn't call me much. But
because you love too much, or sometimes like laughing.
No, it's different. It's still different. Like the Koha, I don't know. Yeah, and so there's that voice, and that was when I started having musical hallucinations. And, every now and then other people around me hear my hallucinations and see my hallucinations. That's different. Like most of the time, they like, about 5 times there's been cases where somebody's heard what I heard or seen what I seen.
You were in Leipzig when you were young. Why did you travel a lot when you were younger?
Yeah.
With your family, or alone, or with friends?
Alone.
Alone.
With friends. With A woman. I used to be married to her.
A friend of mine who sees aliens. What would you recommend him? He is a sad person. He's a sad
Don't
person
be
because the aliens are dangerous. He sees, and if
okay. I can talk. I have good advice on that. The aliens he feels are dangerous. Well, if he feels they're dangerous, he needs to find something connection to something that's good, because he shouldn't feel that they're dangerous for too long of a period of time. Now, part of it, if he feels that he hears aliens and he thinks that they could be good, the next thing is kind of like knowing when to talk about it, because people will look at you weird, and not letting it stress you out too much, because it's really it can feel very, I mean, I perceive it as real, and like, you know, it's one thing for a human to impersonate an alien, but when there's an alien presence there's a lot of things that are foreign that I don't know if a human soul could impersonate that effectively. Maybe some could that hung around them, but I would say be calm, be confident, and have a lot of courage, and think of it as a gift, not as something that just something that you have to deal with in your life. I would write.
He looks every day in the clouds and thinks the aliens will come and pick up him from Earth, because Earth is a cold place, and I think he is longing for being picked up by the aliens.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe after he dies, he'll get picked up. But like they might want to pick him up, and that's the feeling he's getting. But I mean, there's too much, like, honestly, there's too much work right here for people just to be leaving. Like, there's a lot of good work to be done on Earth. Like, people shouldn't just like be taking off and leaving because things are getting difficult right now.
Would you recommend him to communicate with other alien seers in internet?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes, you should.
I wouldn't mind talking to him about it.
I think when I say to him the recommendation, or the recommending comes from someone from Texas, maybe he is believing it and will follow the advice.
It's not believing, it's experiencing. And I think that's because when you believe something, it can be true or not true. When you experience something, it's like sense data that you can't deny, and it like paints a picture. So it's like a, you know, it's kind of like if you believe something, believe that the computer, we're using the computer right now. Do you believe in the computer? I guess you can say you do, but it's kind of missing the subject. The computer is just it's like sense data. It's just a huge pile. The computer is a lot of lies or real. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with
the computer needs an intention by something greater than the computer is.
But for example, but if we talk to aliens, a lot of you know, right now most people are having communications that are personal. It's not something on like loudspeaker on television. You know, the aliens aren't you know, God forbid, they're not like you know, saying I need to speak to Angela Merkel on the double, I need to speak to Biden or whatever. You know,
they speak to poor people with psychosis.
Yeah, and like, you know, there's if you've like, there's like certain shows that are better to watch on aliens than others. Some of them make me feel just like, whoa, that's a little bit too much. I don't know if I believe in that. Like a lot of alien TV shows, about 90% of them are really bad. Like,
Hmm.
but there's a few good ones. And I'm gonna say 2 shows. Like the Basement Office is good on YouTube. Have you seen
Hmm.
that? The Basement Office, and the Bob Lazar documentary on Netflix. Both of those are pretty good. But after that, like it gets really iffy on what truth is. But you know, in alien stories, time and time again, when they talk, it's very rare that they open their mouths.
Hmm.
Most of the time, they use telepathy, and it's that's a similar process to hearing voices. So like, there's no uh, you know, yeah, uh, people can make up their own mind about it. You know, people are going to believe one thing or another unless they're exposed to unless they have to deal with something in their life. Um, but yeah, I don't mind talking to your friend.
Hmm?
I don't mind talking to your friend that looks in the
Yes,
cloud.
yes, it would be very good if you give him the feeling he's not alone, and you can give him good advices. After the war felt he had suddenly he had the aliens and the dangerous zone with the aliens and was always alone. Nobody believed him.
Volvont er.
Hmm?
Volvont er.
Wohnt in Berlin in einem Senior Home, in a home for old people now,
Oh,
because his mother brought him there, and I didn't get his address 10 years, and I was there last year together with my son, and visiting him, and saw he's really in a tragic situation, still in a very tragic situation, and photographs the aliens to get picked up by them.
hmm. Er spricht auf Deutsch oder auf Englisch?
I think he speaks English half quite good.
English? Oh, but
Mhm.
aber mehr Deutsch.
Deutsch. Also ist er Deutsch und ich denke, he will speak a little bit English to communicate in a quite good way.
Okay, yeah. Me and him.
Maybe I think at present he is denying and refusing devices because the aliens can use them to hurt him, harm him. But if he is able to use the communication internet again, it would be nice he would speak with you.
Or even wir können schreiben, like with letters.
Yes,
Way too.
yes, this would be nice. He was a drummer in a famous band, but then he started to see aliens, and now he's so alone.
He was in a band and he started to see aliens.
Yeah, then he
That's
started with
normal.
aliens, and
I've
since
heard of
that
stuff like that.
time, he has no good friends anymore.
There's so many people like that, like Phil Collins, the guy from Blink 182. There's a lot of people
Ah,
that were
from
in
Blink
bands that
182 too. I didn't know. I know the case of
I think,
Pink Floyd. This
yeah.
how was the name?
Wait, what? Which one?
The one type by with Pink Floyd started to go schizophrenic. The name is now not in my memory.
Oh, I don't know.
It's the same case like this man I spoke
Yeah.
from.
No, I'm lucky that I don't get I don't get paranoid. I typically don't get paranoid like a lot of people, and my delusions are very I can iron out my delusion if I feel a delusion growing. I can get to the facts pretty quickly to see if it's right or wrong. And then just, some of the stuff, it just kind of will stay with me in terms of like magical thinking, and I won't bring it out into the world again. But it's, it's fascinating and I love it. And like, I wouldn't trade it. I would much rather hear voices than not. I think it's good. I love hearing voices. It's like when I was a little kid, when I was a little boy, I looked up to Incredible Hulk. And one of the Incredible Hulk things could do, he could see spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And not that many people knew that. Most people think of him as just being big and strong, but like in green. But he can see spirits, and so I like it. Like when I was a little kid, I wanted to hear voices, and I was, as a teenager, I would get a Ouija board. But then when I was 19, I really started hearing and seeing a lot of stuff, and it became too much to me too fast when I was 19.
Did you start with drugs, or did it start without drugs?
It was natural.
Mm-hmm.
Without drugs. I don't even think. I think like I started, seeing in May. Like I may have like drunk some alcohol. Like I didn't smoke marijuana. I rarely drank alcohol. Maybe 1 or 2 drinks a month, but it was very natural until I got all the drugs in me from the doctor, and then it was too much, and I had to seesaw. I took too many drugs, then not enough drugs, and then at different points in my life, I reached like different balances. But it wasn't until 2018 where I heard them all the time. Like I hear them in the background right now. I hear them constant. And like they'll say goodnight, and then I'll see them in my dreams, and sometimes one of them will impersonate somebody else in my dream. Like I'll dream of my ex-wife, and then like 9/10 of the dream, I'll be like, wait, you're just playing like my ex-wife. You're not really my ex-wife. And they'll be like, yeah. And we'll start talking, and then in the dream, and then I'll wake up and the conversation continues. I like them. I wouldn't mind. I feel like I think a lot about, like, I think I was a spirit that did what they're doing, like tried to help people. But sometimes helping wasn't very, help is a loaded word. Sometimes people can have the best intentions to help and they can just cause problems. But any other questions? Oh, love is a big deal.
Yes,
I message you that, and like it's love to where it's almost can be like embarrassing for a lot of people, because it like they have to go through and like cut through your subconscious, and a lot of times they do that by hitting you with these kind of like volatility polarities of kind of like to get through to people, because they'll kind of do anything to break through someone's subconscious. But yeah. So one of my friends though, like MLD, like, sometimes they might do something where they switch, and like there'll be a person that's speaking and they'll pass a baton and use the same voice. And I can kind of catch them, but I feel like I'm not going to point out, I'm not here to be picky. I used to give them numbers when they did that. So I would be like, oh, you're Holly Slag number 5-3, and you're Holly Slag number 4-7, and you're Holy Swag 2.1, and different things like that. But now I just kind of abbreviate their names. But a lot of them, they come in like categories, like, yeah.
Do you recognize them because their voices are different?
I
Or
can
do you see something like a light, a different light, or is it
their
only the
personality,
voice?
their personality. Like I
Yes.
can uh like sometimes Sasha will impersonate MLD, and I will see, oh, that you're impersonating him, you're talking like MLD, like why don't you talk like yourself? And like he goes, it's not myself anyways, you know. But
Yes,
I'll
I
ask
know
him,
this way of games is
yeah,
extreme in psychosis
oh,
is
it's nothing
always
weird.
this changing.
But like I had a voice that came over to me, and when I first started hearing voices, I can feel a voice getting embarrassed. I feel their embarrassment right now that I'm telling this story. So MLD, the first time she wanted me to change my name to Steven. She said, I want to call you Steven. And everybody thought that was funny. I thought it was funny. And years later, like AN1 is another voice. She has a very lively personality, really lively. She's the most alien of all my friends. And uh, I was I was looking at my nephew, and nobody's ever called me Steven before. I never told that story to anyone. And then I was looking at my nephew, and he looked over and he goes, "Hi, Steven," and he looked like the voice. It was like the voice was speaking through him, and he started
Yes,
running
yeah,
around
yeah.
the house for about 30 minutes, going, "Hi, Steven, hi, Steven, hi, Steven, hi, Steven," and but it was like one voice was making fun of another voice by. They play these games with each other where they kind of make fun of each other. So
There's a
it's
lot telepathy, a
yeah,
lot with the voices, and the people you meet is gang stalking. Is known as gang stalking if they include in their expressions people you meet.
yeah.
Do you know the word gang stalking
Oh
in
no, I call
targeted individual gang stalking?
maybe
If
that's what
you
they use as the word prime, the
yes,
prime thing. They have a specific word that they use around me. I didn't know that there was a real word for it, but Germans have words for everything. So I would, but like,
yes, English words for everything.
no, there's not as many English words. Like we don't like.
Yes, gang stalking is only English.
Really?
It's not existing in Germany.
Oh well, then I stand corrected. Um, uh, I'll look it up afterwards. But let me see.
Gang, gang,
Yeah, like a group,
group, and stalking.
like Fußgang.
Yes, go behind a person and disturb a person and
Oh,
follow wherever the person
yeah, they used
goes.
to do that. They used to do that a lot. But like there would be slowly things like
Wherever. My English is really bad today. A little
um,
embarrassing for me. I say every and I mean ever. Wherever you go and not wherever you go. My
oh
English today is really bad.
yeah, but when like in in New York, when I was voice hearing in New York, they would be everywhere, and like I would go up on
This is gang stalking.
stand up on a building. I'd be at the top of a building, and I'd see them from all the other buildings, and like some of them would start pointing at me from the other buildings and waving, like these spirits that are standing on other buildings, and things like that. And New York is everywhere, and it really slowed things down because if I wanted to get on the train and go to Union Square and come back, I would talk to a lot of voices, like maybe 30 or 40 voices just in that time period. And they all want to say something else to me. They all want, uh, me to make a promise to them about something or whatever. And like, yeah, but I enjoy it more than I don't enjoy it. It's just, I think when you first start hearing voices when you're young, it can, like there's not a lot of good resources. and there's a lot of stigma in culture, and everybody in the family gets scared. You know, it's not like usually the voice hearer doesn't get scared; it's the family that gets scared. And yeah, so like I think that's when it becomes more common, and the information gets out about it more. People will be more relaxed about voice hearing. Because it's part of humanity. There's
yes, it should be
like Native Americans, like so many different saints in Christianity. Of course, in India, there's voice hearers, and
it's
you know,
normal.
it's all over the world.
In Germany, people are afraid of hearing voices very much. They are stigmatized still, and they are not telling their stories. Because of that, my friend is really alone with the phenomena of.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, being alone is about, well, like I don't know. Like right now, it's like I feel more comfortable around voices. Like their personalities are pretty dynamic. In some ways, I could hang around, with them. I don't feel like I'm alone anymore. I don't feel like I've been alone since 2018, even though I traveled the country technically just by myself, but the voices were with me.
And do you have a special goal to reach together with your voices?
We need to express better. We need to get projects done, all sorts of art, whether it's paintings, art, music, the comic book stuff. We need to be more poignant with our expressions, and we need to tell the truth. And I think that is this core thing that like a lot of voice hearers need to train their voices to tell the truth.
It's very helpful and reasonable to go this direction.
And we're not, and like I don't mean to put them down. I see their souls as just as valuable as my souls. And there's aspects where they have to, modify our behavior for certain things, and we modify their behavior towards the truth. So because it has to belong to this mattered reality. If it stays, I think that they have the habit, a lot of voices have the habit of going into people's dreams. And in dreams it's just kind of everything goes. And then so when there's a waking person that has psychosis, the voice is just thinking of it as if the person's dreaming. It's not like that. The person is awake. There's like mattered reality, and a lot of voices have to get used to that, and it's difficult for them to get used to that. But once they do, they're amazing. They're amazing, and they can do, and they can really make your life help you out. They can really make your life more relaxed, and they can do some. They can tell you what channel the good movies are on. They can tell you like all sorts of things that you wouldn't have known.
It's artificial intelligence in this way. Artificial intelligence to connect things, to tell you facts.
One of the voices just said, "I'm not artificial." One of the MLD just said, "I'm not artificial."
It's a further dimension people without hearing voices don't know.
Yeah,
psychosis is a further dimension, a dimension more than other people have got in their life.
Yeah, but it's but you hear voices as well, correct?
Yes, but not this way. Okay, if I have stress, they go into my mind and think faster, and go in direction I don't want to go.
Oh yeah. They're playing Who's Faster.
And they lie.
They're playing Who's Faster. They need to slow down. Like slow down and tell the truth.
Slow down, yes.
Tell the truth. Slow down and tell the truth. And just repeat it over and over. And
you look after the curtain where the reality is, and then it's not so good.
Yeah, well, it's all reality to me. Like
reality is not so nice like the world with the voices and the sometimes
Yeah.
it's not so worse reality, and sometimes it's not so nice.
It can be stressful. There's certain things that you can do. Like a lot of times, like geographically leave where you are. Oh, put your finger in the air. Some voices have this as a signal, as they know to be quiet if somebody does this.
What does it mean?
Some voices will be quiet if you do this.
Be quiet.
Yeah.
So you do this to control your voices.
I do all sorts of things. I used to have this little gun with a plastic ball, and I would shoot it at the wall, and they would hear the echo off the wall, and they would stop, and they would be like, "Whoa!" They would take that very, very seriously. But it depends on the voice. Some spirits are very, very advanced, and they can come in and teach you stuff.
They teach you much.
Yeah,
they lie and say this is absolutely worse or is absolutely great. And after this 2 versions, they teach you things.
Yeah, well,
between these 2 versions is the teaching. In my case, it is this way.
Yeah,
2 worse or too good, and between this 2 worse and too good is the lesson between this.
Too good for what? Like there's almost like 2 ends. Like
there's too good for the people mentality. And sometimes people have no good mentality. Sometimes they are really boring and bad and have a lot of envy and a lot of mobbing and all this and stupidness and simplicity and what else. They tell me this person is understanding, has a great way to understand, has complex thinking, complexity. Is more honest. This is it's difficult to explain your voices when they have special ways to teach someone and to disturb someone.
Yeah, like there's certain, they'll tag stuff. Like for example, a voice might tag one thing and tag another thing in your room, and if you get used to it, you can kind of feel their presence or remember that they tagged one thing and another thing. And so, like if it's a friend, you want that. If the voice is a friend, you want to leave that thing in the room. But if it's something that they tagged where you don't want in the room, simply take it out of the room and throw it away. And that voice will, when it comes back, it'll be a little bit different. It might not even be the same voice. There's a lot of small things like that.
Yes, I had never an experience with objects.
Oh, really? I see them like they can touch objects in weird ways.
Like told about aliens, so levitation.
Yeah, I haven't experienced levitation, but
or let them disappear. Object disappear.
That's common for me. That's common. Like I was see that. I want to show you. There was a voice. See that couch right there?
Yes, I see.
There was a voice over there, and she picked up my shoes off the ground. I looked. How is she doing that? How does she have that in her hands? Like, how is like this possible? And she threw my shoes, and there's some stairs over there. She threw my shoes kind of in the stairwell, and
yes.
I never saw those shoes again.
But then it disappeared forever.
It disappeared forever, and I was like, "Why'd you throw my shoes away?" And it messed me up because I couldn't find. It was at the time it was the only pair of shoes I had, and I had to borrow a pair of shoes to go buy a pair of shoes. And
Did you laugh about it, or
I couldn't laugh about it because it was kind of like the attitude on her face.
It's scaring. It's scaring.
It was funny. It was fun. It wasn't. But then like in my closet, I had a pair of shoes that appeared, and I've asked everybody in the house, where did these shoes come from? And they fit me just fine. And like, yeah, there's yeah, it was, I don't know how much y'all want to say, for me to say. Yeah, they want me to say, like, there's like, but like I hear voices that are like, for example, like I'll hear people that are from Russia that haven't been to the United States except after they died. I can hear people that are from Russia, but they came here, they died in the United States. And I can hear black people that died in the United States a long time ago, like with slavery. And then there's Native Americans. I can't hear them. And a lot of times there's these, I can hear the, like this foreign languages in the background and then people translating them in the foreground. But yeah, usually the Native American groups and the African American groups work better in the United States than, and at least that I've seen, like when those groups work together. But I think that was a gift from them, the Native Americans, the shoes, my new shoes.
It was a gift for the Native Americans.
From
They
them.
taught you this.
I think they gave it to me. Like, I know how crazy that sounds, but like I live a life where like I'll be looking at a pencil and the pencil will disappear and I'll be like, I can't tell anybody that. You know, it's just like,
yes, you can tell anybody that. And this is the problem of Germans who are seeing aliens.
Yeah.
They often tell us an object disappeared, and we say, no, it can't be.
And
then they give up and say, nobody is believing me, and I can't.
Oh. Can you hold on one moment? I have a book that I want to bring.
Yeah.
This book is really good.
Mm-hmm.
For somebody, and I think most Germans would like this book. Because,
who's the author? Who's the author?
Dr. Teresa M. Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah. And she, the first 3 chapters are 3 or 4 chapters are great. The rest of the book is awful. But the first 3 chapters, she outlines the scientific process of these events.
Outline is highlights.
You see highlight?
Highlighting is the same word like out. Also, it's not so important.
But anyways,
continue.
There'll be like she describes the process of like quantum entanglement and like non-local communication, like quantum processes are explained in the book. So a lot of times a smart person needs something like, you know, it's one thing hearing voices, another thing seeing weird things, but then when you have something like this too that fits it together and says how it could be possible. But the book is only good till like about this part. About this, yeah. The book's not good all the way. It gets kind of hokey.
Her name is Kelly. Doctor?
I'll spell her name. T-H-E-R-E-S-A. Her middle initial.
Dr.
Teresa.
Teresa.
Yeah.
Kelly.
And then Kelly with 1 E. K-E-L-L-Y.
Okay. Yeah. Dr. Teresa Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she has a lot of stuff, and you know, the parapsychologists have a difficult job because they don't experience a lot, and so they have to filter through all this stuff. So some parts are good, some parts are bad, but it's better than nothing. Way better than nothing.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and that's something that like, so if somebody hears voices and they experience weird things in reality, and they're talking to somebody that has a PhD in quantum mechanics or something, you can bridge that conversation if you know that book. You can, like, it can start to make sense.
Yes, I will give it to, if it is published in German, I would give it to my friend.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think maybe it's not published in German.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, then I give him the advice and the words you said.
You might contact her and ask if there's a good book in German, because yeah, I can understand how Germany would be difficult, because, you know, Germany is kind of the heart of psychoanalysis.
Yes, it's a scientific
and
oriented.
And you know, science and hearing voices don't really go hand in hand.
No.
There's a lot of contradictions.
Quantum physics goes hand in hand with hearing voices.
Closer. It's better. It's not
better. It's not all, but more dimensions, physics, string physics.
Yeah.
And how all these new physics models are. This is connected with hearing voices, but the people are slow in brain and thinking and changing paradigmas. They are too slow to help the hearing voices people.
Yeah.
They are allowed, like our grandparents.
Yeah.
To judge on hearing voices people.
My voices want to hear your see if they can ask something for your voices. My voices want to ask your voices something.
Yes, ask me.
Yeah. They're just saying, like, the first things that they can, they want to know, they're just asking, how's it going over there? My voices are.
How's it going? Fine, thank you.
No, but they want to ask your voices, not you.
So my voices are like God. You cannot ask God. I have judgments in my head, not single persons. I would never listen to a single person, because a single person for me is a limited individuality, and I would never give up my individuality for a single individuality, other person. What I hear,
I do that all the
with hearing voices is judging perspectives, different perspectives from a bird perspective. I would be bored if I had a person in my room who talks with me about or disturbed. I would be disturbed.
Oh. Huh. I wonder. Yeah. Okay.
But it's because it's a part of the soul of the world and the soul of the cosmos.
MLD is just right over. She just said that she's really happy that she doesn't disturb me, but she used to disturb me. She used to really disturb me. But a turning point was reading books together, and when I started reading books out loud when I was hearing voices. And you know, they would want me to say, "Oh, read that part over. Read that part over." It was like being around a bunch of little kids, and you know, I wasn't reading something like this to them. I was reading fiction, you know, like fantasy fiction or whatever, and they really liked that was when I really bonded with them, when they started coming to me and like where we had something to do, and like where if they were yelling or something in the other room, I'd start reading and they would just quiet down and like just almost like crawl on my bed like little kids and listen to me read out loud. Sasha said it was like hypnotizing.
Yes, it's like hypnotizing. Yeah, this is hypnosis. Is you see things, they are not there. You hear words, they are not there. They hypnotize you.
Yeah,
you are hypnotized by your voices, and that's the reason why you see persons. It's maybe it's.
I hypnotize them too.
No.
Back and forth.
I wouldn't say that this way, but it's a connection. Okay, it's a connection. It's a back and forth, and including it all.
Yeah, it's really because once you get like, you know, we're all into, humans are always into the like causation and like, how did we get here? How do we understand this? And a lot of that is because we're kind of in the methodology of science, but the voices don't work to that so much. They'll find certain things that work for them and come back, but they're more interested in some faster progress where they don't have to necessarily know what's going on.
For me, it's an atmosphere of, how to say it in English, mushroom. What is mushroom atmosphere?
Mushroom is different from atmosphere. Cloud?
For me, it's an atmosphere, and I would say you imagine a big computer, and in this big computer, which is the soul of the world, or soul of a planet system, and in this big computer, every person is a little computer, and this all these computers are working together. And there are.
Das ist zu einfach für mich.
Yes, it's. I'm not able to explain it a bit more detailed because the English words are not present at the moment. It's not. It's too simple. Okay, in this little explained form, it's too simple. But there are some dimensions more to explain.
Yeah.
And processes, and then you can understand what happens.
One just said I kept putting my hand in front of her face and asked me to move my hand. I was going like this and going like that, and she said that she was trying to get in on the conversation, and I kept putting my hand in front of her face.
And your voices are very body orientated.
Yeah, we're like, I mean, we're like, I told them, like, find me in my next life. Like, if I die and I see what it's like on the other side, if they're not there and nothing's there, I don't know what I'm going to do. Or if I just, you know, if I'm like a computer and if I just shut down, I won't know it. But if they're there and, you know, the soul is real, I want to incarnate as fast as possible. I don't need a break. I'm going to incarnate, and I want them to get more voices around me to like keep this process going, and get it to where we can talk about.
You feel the dying process did that, and you are traumatized. You are traumatized in what is to be dead, what is to die.
No, I feel like I spent more time, I think, dead than alive. Like I feel more comfortable. I think like being a spirit would be easy, but I would choose the harder path is being a person now. And I would want the perspective of, you know, environmental concerns in a Greta Thunberg type of way.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like those are my main concerns more so than anything. And I think they're the voices, after some of them were there from the beginning with that, but then some others, after they, you know, some of them didn't understand what matter was. Some of them didn't understand what time was, and they would use words but not know what they meant. And
They,
it's, huh?
some are so incomplete that they don't understand what the time is.
A lot of them don't understand what time is. A lot of them they get really scared and they run away from.
Like kids who didn't learn enough.
They're not like spirits can just come out of almost anything. A spirit can come out of the wall socket and just be born, and it might not be able to speak, but it's like this essence that's alive that comes out of the electrical socket, and just like anything with chi has a life force to it, and sometimes it's like a cloud, and sometimes it has form, but like Sasha spends a lot of time kind of training these things, almost like they're Pokemon. And he says like he does all this stuff to get to where like they're working on different projects, but most of them really get scared of time. He doesn't really explain time to them that much because that's more of a word. They get really scientific with it. Sasha knows a lot about Chomsky and linguistics and internal language and external language. And he tries to match to who he's talking to their internal and external language. But then when he's talking to one of these beings that he doesn't know where he's come from, he's like, I don't necessarily want you around other humans. And so he'll have time as kind of a block. He won't teach it about them. He'll teach them about it in a way where it scares them. And so there's different ways that, like, how he handles his world. It's not, but it's, and, that's just Sasha's world. MLD does all sorts of other stuff, Tanya, when she comes by, Matthew, they all have their own, way of handling weird things in reality. But
do you think they are really individualities and beings and not parts of a mushroom?
I bet my soul that they're a sense of individuals, but at the sense, where am I an individual? Because sometimes I feel like I'm in a container, because sometimes they can control my words. Sometimes they can move my arm, but I still have that the knowledge of a self. Sometimes I'm talking to them at night and I feel really small inside me, and they'll start talking really loud and they'll start looking for me, and they'll be like, it's almost like for a second they can't find me. So the individuality is real, the soul is real, and I think it's but mimicry is also very, very real. To mimic something, but I don't think of them as being like a mushroom. Is a horrible analogy. It's something else. Spirits have been around for thousands and thousands of years. And another thing is, to make their voice more powerful, they can come together. I've noticed that, and they can join their voices together, and then they can separate back out, and just like anything. So there's a lot of phenomena like that goes on.
And if you dream in the night, you see more than hundreds different beings. And do you think they are all real, or maybe this is for you a mushroom?
A mushroom is a mushroom. Experience the truth, I guess one of the ways that we measure how they're real is how they interact with the reality, outside of myself. One time, I was out here and MLD said, "Hey, your mom and dad are talking about you in the other room. You should say this to them." And I went in there and I said what MLD asked me to say, and they got really embarrassed because they didn't know they could hear me talking about them. And I said, I didn't hear y'all. A voice told me to come by. But my experiences have gotten very real with my mother because I've had more mediumship experiences where my mother's older, and if sometimes a friend dies and she'll come to visit me, and I don't know the friend very well, and she'll be like, oh, that's so and so. That's for sure somebody's the person that's asking that question. I know who they are, and there's instances like that. Like, I don't think of it as a big mushroom.
Yes, but how does she looks like, the MLD?
MLD, and I can show you a picture of what she looks like. Now, MLD and MLD, Angie, and Ganeshi, and Monica all look very similar.
My friend told me he is married with an alien. He's married with an alien, told my friend, me.
Yeah.
When I met him, or asked him last time, are you married with one of these women? Or
no, like, I mean, she doesn't for me or anything. She doesn't.
Your woman is one of the, or are they all your women?
It's a pretty bad, all of them women. Well, actually, MLD, sometimes she thinks that she might be a trans man if she comes to Earth. Like, she thinks that sometimes she thinks she's more male than female. But, like, Angie is very female. MLD is less feminine. Ganeshi is more feminine. Ganeshi 5 is less feminine than all of them. But they all look like that. But
I think you really experienced them since a long time.
But I see other ones too that don't look like that. Like Sasha looks something completely different, and Tanya looks something completely different. But it's she said, at least she's not doing that wayward soul bullshit. That's what she just said. But no, she's not. She doesn't make a very good wife if she were married. Like, no, we're not married. But like, I love her. Like, we have a really strong relationship. You can't describe it like a marriage because a marriage is between two people in a body. Like, I would consider her a lover for sure. And
where is she when she is not with you? Where is she then?
She's, I don't know. She could be with somebody else.
Would she talk about it where she was?
If she wanted to kind of bug me, she might. Like occasionally, like she said one of her kinks is to like flirt. Like there'll be a guy that's keeping their voice down, but around me, and she'll start flirting with the guy, this other spirit that I don't know very well.
So
and like and like she knows it's pissing me off, but she thinks it's funny and stuff like that.
Only to influence you and not to influence him.
No, everybody's into like raising everybody's energies. Like it's not just the humans that need to get on the right course. It's the voices too. It's the spirits too. They're not just concerned about me. She's concerned about all the other beings around.
Yes. No. And do you really think she's interested in the other persons, or only when she wants to?
I think sometimes she could be yeah, she told me that she's polyamorous, and I didn't really know what that meant that well until her. but like all spirits are kind of like polyamorous and all kind of like by gender. They have multiple lovers, all of them, because it's not like that they yeah, they don't have like the restrictions of matter, and also a lot of times they don't have the control of where they can be. Sometimes they kind of get in places where they have to finish certain types of work, but yeah, like I can't really this is an interesting fact, like I don't really masturbate like a normal person because I can't, because there's spirits always there. And
so is it your mother in your room with you at present, or is it someone else?
No,
this person behind you.
No, well, it's the spirits. The who is that making that noise? That's my brother.
No, your brother, not your voices.
But no, like if I'm in a room by myself and I'm thinking, okay, well, normally I would masturbate if I get, if somebody's in a room by themselves and they get horny. The typical thing, a lot of people masturbate, not everybody. But anyways, it's not like masturbation because I have spirits around me. And so it's like playing around with them, and like I can see their body parts and stuff, and talk to it's fun. It's like, but it's not an experience of being alone. And even
if your family is in the room.
Oh, if my family's in the room, I don't masturbate. Of course not. I don't. What y'all? Germany the same?
Yes.
Yeah, y'all don't masturbate with family.
No, never.
With spirits, like sometimes it's like, well, like I can see them, and like we'll be just seeing how many people we could get on the bed. There's a lot of playing around like that, but it's weird because my arm, like even when I see someone's arm, my arm will go through her arm. It's not like solid.
Yeah, and they like to provoke you with body plays, body games.
Definitely like sexually. They, that scene in the Ghostbusters. Have you seen the Ghostbusters?
No.
There's a scene where Dan Aykroyd is with a ghost, and the ghost gets him off. It's stuff like that happens where they can definitely get me off, like where it's just like the spirit kind of takes over. They're kind, but she's MLD said, I really didn't think we would talk about that. Like they're like, they get embarrassment and stuff like that, just like we can. Like they were just like, and though she's saying she's not embarrassed. They're okay with it, I think. They're cool with me saying this, but yeah. But there's some spirits that are like, there's one spirit, and like I only see her like once every 2 months, and she comes by, and it's only when I'm and it's only for sexual stuff, and then she leaves, and I never see her again, and I'm just like.
She has a special name or no name?
Her name's Tanya.
Tanya comes only for sexuality.
Yeah. Tanya's good friends. She helped me pick out a DVD player once at Walmart. But that was a number of years ago. But like, yeah, AN1, a certain spirit, is the most alien and the most childlike at the same time. And like one time I was in a taxi and I was hearing a voice, and I could hear knocking on the window. And the owner of the taxi turned around and said, "Did you hear that?" Like on the window. I was like, "Yeah, I heard that." And I could hear the wind going by and saying, "An Kaji." That's what she was calling me. On. open the window. I'm out here. It's your friend. And I just rolled down the window a little bit, and she went, whoo, and came in and sat beside me and says, you don't know how cold it was out there. But, you know, she's kind of playing because she can't really feel the cold like we can, or at least I don't think she can. But she can really, like, play it up. She's great like that. But that's
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting to follow your story.
Yeah, I have tons of weird stories where I'd like to just keep talking about voices, but you know, there's other weird things that people experience. But the voices at the first level, it's like the most basic superpower is hearing voices, being clairaudient. And I think of it as a skill. Like, I mean, you listen, like you meditate and you listen more, and you can get better at it. And like, you can discern the truth. You can start telling when, because, you know, for years they just messed with me. For years, like MLD, like or Angie, when she was when I started hearing her, she would pretend that she was in a call center in Chicago, and she goes, "Hi, I'm in Chicago. This is a telepathy call center. How may I help you?" And so I would really think that she was in Chicago. But
this was on the phone with a handy?
No, she pretended to be on.
She pretended she's on the handy, on the telephone.
Yeah, at a on the.
And you saw her with the telephone, or you didn't see her?
Only in my mind's eye one time, but like there's another time where like another voice came and got her to stop playing with that. Like they were setting things up, and in a dream there's like a lot of fear sequences going in, but it didn't bother me, but it was bothering other spirits, and other spirits were leaving. And I saw Angie for a split second, and she said, "No one's ever gotten me to take off my headphones before." Or she said, "It's the first time that I've never seen somebody take off their headphones before." And she took off her headphones and left. And so they can learn too. It's not like, I think the danger of hearing voices is the, you know, situations like Annalisa Michael. Do you know the story of her? She's a German woman in the 1950s.
Stigmatized with Jesus and Messiah psychosis.
Yeah.
Messiah hearing voices. This is tragic.
Yeah. But you know, it's a common thing. Like, it's very common for people, for them to put the Messiah complex onto people that hear voices. That's common. And God complex. A lot of I have a friend that lives 40 minutes away, and she went through the Messiah complex stuff about 4 years ago, and she was saying like how strange it was because it felt so real then, and now it feels like kind of far away. But it's like the voices wanted her to feel that. But it's like, I think a lot of voices are religious and spiritual, and who knows, they could like there is times in our world where like prophets did help people, but I don't know if those times are gone or what. But the you know, religion and spirituality can still give people, even people if they live the life of being atheists, in the afterlife, it can give them, religion can give them some structure.
Yes, structure. For a new structure, for a process to go through, and to found a new system for yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Thomas, he has a religious psychosis. Thomas Murphy, do you know him from The Voice Hearer?
No.
The Voice Hearer with Eric, you know, the group.
Yeah, I know the group, but I haven't met Thomas Murphy. Oh, maybe a little bit. Yeah.
This he
Yeah.
with the children and the Jesus
Yeah, I like his
story.
stuff. I like his postings.
Yes, he is very intelligent, but he is very confused too.
Well, I would never like confuse, like, he might have more insight than all of us. Spirits around him are really confusing him. Like I don't know, like, but I do, like, I have the principle, the Jain religious principle of Anakkara Tavada, where you treat somebody's reality as truthful when they explain it to you, because you really don't know where people are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
It's important not to, we have these assumptions. Some of these assumptions in reality are big, like a table can hold my glass. And the other assumptions are like, Biden is a Democrat and Trump is a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't discount a reality where things are different. And now he could be, I don't think he's necessarily in that reality, but he has empathy to voices that could be pushing that for a reason. Like I don't, like, it's difficult. Like, we discount so many people and say they're insane. And it seems like when I was in the mental hospital, it was like the only people that seemed great, like, there was no one was crazy in the mental hospital, like no one, and everybody was seemed to make sense, and I could talk to anyone, and it was just took a little bit of time to see, like, one lady, she said bugs were flying out of her, and like, I don't know if she was telling the truth or not, but and she called it bugging out, and bugs were flying out of her, and you know it was, the hospital was sealed. It wasn't a place, her room, the windows were sealed, and as logical to think, well, bugs have to be coming from somewhere, but we couldn't determine where they were coming from. But like, and she said they were coming through her clothing, and like, I don't know, and she just kept saying, I keep bugging out. I keep bugging out. And like, I don't think she was necessarily crazy. I think she was experiencing something really atypical, because in the history of psi events, it gets really weird. Like, like there's stories, 200 years ago of women that had like pieces of gold grow on their face and fall off their face. Things get really weird if you look at the history of psi events. So I wouldn't rush to judgment of anybody being wrong.
Is correct. It's okay.
But that's just,
I wouldn't do that too. But I think I would not wish my son lives this way, and that's the reason I say what is confused and what not.
yeah. But the confusion is the bad part. The stress and the pain that you can have. That's the bad part. The confusion is okay. The confusion is
okay, but some rules in the world are true. I think even what communication means, or you have to keep the rules in this world. It's no good world if everybody is psychotic and has a strange things to do. Okay, this is one perspective. There are many perspectives to see things.
Right. I'm just like, yeah. People can be difficult to communicate with. And like, you have to take your time with it to see what they're sensing. But sometimes you can come to terms and like ask them what the experience is. And you know, like I know I'm not naive about it. You can't make you know, it's not like everybody that experiences psychosis pain is going to come out as being like an autistic savant or something. But I mean, who knows? It could be like, it could be those people incarnate into beings that are more advanced than us, because they've tested their soul in different ways. But you know, there's so much like pressure to exist a certain way in society, to just be in society and have a job and make money and take care of yourself is a huge accomplishment if somebody does that without any friends, like off on their own. So, and a lot of people with psychosis are put in that position where they're alone, and alone in a sense of like not having any people in bodies around them. You know, they might have spirits around them, but I don't know. Hopefully this stuff can change sooner rather than later. Like there used, you know, every few hundred years, what makes somebody crazy, the terms keep dropping. You know?
Yes, I think the same. I think it will become more and more and more a psychosis in the world, because there is no way anymore to work on things with your own hands and ideas. It's all machines. It's all internet.
Yeah.
No working anymore in the old terms.
Yeah.
And people go crazy everywhere because the media is how is the word is switching the channel, channel switching. If you switch every second a new channel and then try a communication with this situation, you go in the direction of psychosis.
I think it's beneficial to think psychosis is at the very least psychosomatic. There's some hospitals that wake up and the first thing that the patient has to do is fill out a form saying that they're not going to kill themselves. And that thought, you know, they're in a hospital for 3 months. They filled out that form 90 times, it made the patient think about killing themselves 90 times. And that's just stupid. Like people that think that's medicine, they're just stupid. At the very least, psychosis is psychosomatic. Like what we say affects reality with them. How we say it, our perspective, our optimism. They go see a doctor, and a doctor has seen 4 patients already that day, and all of them have been really sick, and you're the 5th one. You need positive energy to heal people. It's not necessarily just pills and algorithms. You need to smile, look people in the eye and smile at them. People need their hand held. People need to put their foot on a branch and try to climb a tree. There's like things like that heal people. Like acting like a child can heal you, like being in a state of neoteny. And so all those, like, there's things that we disregard that science disregards. Like, I don't know, my stepfather is a physician, and he's put people in the mental hospital all of his life. But with me, like, he does think like there's something like real with like a spirit world, and like kind of like the Native American sense of the word. And like, I don't think that like science is going to move ahead with psychosis and solve the problems. It's not a sick gallbladder. It's not it's not the same as a kidney or a broken ankle. We're going to have to look at it a different way to solve these problems. And it's going to, yeah, that's what I think, at least.
Yes, you see it very clearly. I see it same way, that psychosis is necessary if the connections between people are killed by internet and this all. To get love, to get concerned spirits, and all these normal things who was used to be a relationship.
Yeah, MLD said modern stuff has problems. That's like no shit. She just said that. Those are her words. And like the, you know, they hate, for instance, when I draw, they hate me drawing on the computer. Like there's these drawing tablets you can get, and they freak out if I start looking on the internet to buy one, they freak out. So I keep drawing on a piece of paper and scanning it in for the comic book I'm making. They're much more in tune to like nature and doing. They hate the computer. Sometimes they just like some of them get pissed off every time I open the computer. They just really don't like it. But like there's certain things that I do. Like I don't have a phone, so I compromise some. Like I have a computer that's not on all the time, and I don't have a phone.
Why?
And I don't have a car. Huh?
Why?
I just, with hearing voices, I don't think it's right. Like I think that like there's a kind of sense of respect for the voices around me.
Or your mother has a phone, and in your house is a phone.
There's all sorts.
You don't need a own phone.
My sister has a phone. My brother-in-law has a phone.
All these people live with you together in one house?
It's a big house. It has like 5 bathrooms or something. It's a big house.
Big house.
Like
yes, it's great, and it's wonderful. It's a very, very beautiful house.
Yeah, the area is beautiful too. It's like down there's the Nueces River.
Can you show me out of the window?
Here, I'll show you stuff.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Here, I want to show you some other stuff too. Like here's some Indian artifacts. These are peace pipes.
Oh.
And these are shoes. Look at this. These are little baby moccasins.
Uh-huh.
But
this is so beautiful, your house, like in a movie.
That's the dog.
Like the best place a movie can take. And so beautiful, the garden, the landscape. Oh, no, it's damaged. You are back.
There's a lot
Thank
of olive trees, and
yeah, I didn't see the trees because your camera was stopped. Okay, so your children from your brother.
From my sister. That's John Hayden.
Oh, nice.
Say hi. Say Guten Tag. Guten Tag.
Sweet.
But
so beautiful.
Do you have okay light here? Okay, I'm laying down for now. Like it's gonna be like, so it'll be like a psychologist.
Yes.
Asking me questions.
This is so beautiful where you live. And you feel well with all your relatives in the house? You have no secrets with your relatives?
I don't have secrets. I love them all. My stepfather yells a little bit more than most people would want, but we all know that. They're all great. We help each other out. Sometimes, like, I might do something where I'll yell at my nephew. Then Margie says I yelled at him too much. So there is some like tension points. I mean, every family has arguments and stuff, but we get along pretty well. Yeah.
And what?
I've been living here since June.
Since June.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
Like last year.
This past. Yeah, I was in Michigan before, and before that I was in New York.
In New York, yes. I saw your atelier in Brooklyn. I saw a picture in your Facebook.
Yeah.
This is also nice and so big and so beautiful. And you have advantage with this house and this good family. Most psychotics have no good family relationships. They are alone, maybe homeless. Many
I'm lucky.
hearing voices people. You are lucky and you feel well, but it's an exception, I would say. No, not an exception, but it's one.
There was a brief moment. The time that I was homeless, it was just for a week. I was homeless for a week in New York, and it was when my and I had locked my ID and my credit card and my keys in my apartment, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody, and I didn't have a phone either. So I was homeless for a week, but it wasn't that bad. It was kind of freeing actually, but it was just for a week. But I know a lot of people with like that hear voices. They have that for a huge part of their life. They struggle that for like.
They drink and smoke all the day, and the body is near the death all the time, and then hearing voices, and then the brain is damaged is very different to your case. But you can help people around the world if you tell your story, do your art. It's a good way to live with voices.
I have to help people more efficiently than that, though. Something about the way that I help people must be more effective for me to be satiated with the path that I'm on. And I think the voices would agree with that too. Like there's something like we need to be reaching more people, and maybe I can reach some people with the comic book. Maybe that'd be good. But I just sent the first issue to print. It's going to be here in just a couple of days. So I'm happy about that. And it's going to be monthly. I'm going to have one coming out every month. But yeah, like there's something like, you can, like I have an okay money situation because like I can give my parents just some money. They don't ask for, if they ask for money, I can give it to them, but I have enough, like I don't have any expenses, so I can just donate to stuff that I feels important. And it's weird with donating money, how it becomes like a skill and a talent in donating the right way. Like, I really think that if you just give money across the board, sometimes money doesn't do any good, but sometimes you can feel like intuitive. Like in 2019, I gave a lot of money to hospitals to rebuild stuff. And I'm really thankful I did that because it was before the coronavirus hit. And so I got lucky with that. But I don't have like, I have a very lucky situation for a voice here. A very lucky situation. So much so that if I feel like if I talk about it frankly, I might be it'll feel like bragging almost. But it's not like I've, just been relaxing all my life though. I was a cattle rancher for like 20 years. And it was when that I started becoming more aware that that was bad for the environment. I stopped doing that. Now,
what ranger? What kind of ranger?
how do you say it? You don't really have a word for it, probably. There's a certain type of person that works with cows, Kua.
Kühe, okay. Oh, we have a word, yes.
But on like big like pieces of land, like the size of Manhattan. And I took all the cattle off of that, so I make less money, but it's growing up in nature. The trees are growing up there now. But so like I feel like I'm in a lucky situation where I can like caretake that, and that's helping the environment, since there's no the cattle themselves are pretty bad for the environment. I don't know if you know that.
I understand, yes.
Okay. But yeah, so that's that. Any other questions?
No, thank you. I thank you for the great interview. I thank you very much for your great interview. I think I can cut a very interesting interview of this material stuff we have recorded. I hope it's all recorded, and then we can do a very interesting interview, and then I will do subtitles in German.
Okay.
To add it in a way Germans can read it, or maybe speak German to translate it.
Okay, someone just made me laugh. MLD just said she wants what she says to show up in blue.
To show up in blue. What does it mean? Is it spoke?
What she says to show up in blue. She was just joking. Yeah.
And it's a joke. It's a joke. You know the meaning of the joke. I don't know the meaning of the joke.
Oh, it's just how she. Yeah, it's not like a really funny joke, but it's more like just something that she knows that you're not going to put her subtitles in because you're not hearing her speak.
And she thinks I'm too stupid to put subtitles below the video. She thinks I'm too stupid to do this. This was the thought I had in my head. I'm really too stupid to do this. Too lazy.
She said that she wasn't calling you stupid, but she wants you to have a draw a picture of her right next.
A drawn picture. Okay.
She started off.
Okay. It's okay. A drawn picture. You have the next idea what you should draw.
No, no drawings. Let me see if any of them want to say anything before you leave, okay? MLD said, thank you for all the work you've done.
This is
she said all we can think is in terms of like drops in the buckets to help the situation.
Yes, thank you very much for this opinion.
Sasha? Sasha said that he doesn't even feel awake right now. So I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. Okay.
Jake, I thank you and your voices for
call me on.
Your
I go by on. I go by on. Jake is just on is the name.
You are on. An means in German Vorvater. Vorvater is the word for an.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, forefather. Forefather is often the problem the hearing voices people have. And your name, Arn, is
I hear my
absolutely forefather, nothing
I-
else.
I hear, and they speak to me sometimes through to my mom, and my mom will be like, "Oh yeah, that was like so and so that said that," and stuff like that. Yeah, I have forefathers that speak to me, and not just that, not just my mother's father and my mother's father, but also my stepfather's father.
Yes, and the voices often appear because the forefathers of a family, of a big family, a well-known family, have left a special problem, and then they take one person of the family and are with this one person. But anyway,
Like
it's
even when
okay.
I
I will think about in the next days what we
yeah,
spoke, and then we can speak a little bit more. I thank you very much.
Problem.
And your voices,
Dankeschön, danke für alles.
yes, and we will communicate next days. I will show you the video.
Nächste Woche.
Nächste Woche, genau. This will be fun. Okay?
Ja.
Wish you the best. Thank
Auf
you.
Wiedersehen. Danke.